Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to Inside Line Racing. This is ILR5 on the PS4 side, and as you can see, it is a very soggy Suzuka today, where we go to for round number 9 for the Japanese Grand Prix. Oh my word, it is absolutely chucking it down. So the drivers are going to be in for a hell of a ride, I must say, for qualifying. Haven't heard what the weather is going to be for the race, but don't expect some fast lap times just because it's going to be wet conditions. Not sure what it's going to be like for the whole qualifying, but judging by the sound of the rain, as you can hear, it is probably pretty much going to be for the whole race. So, I mean the whole qualifying session. So, we've got 19 drivers today. So it should be a very interesting session. And the championship is pretty much wide open as well. And it's not letting me choose broadcast for some weird reason, so that is odd. So we currently have a few people on their outlets. We've got Larkin and Nils as well. And we've just been informed by Larkin that it's going to be a dry race. So it's going to be a dry race for the time being, which is going to be released. So interesting call actually in terms of a wet quali and a dry race. What setup will they choose to go for? Will they compromise their qualifying a little bit and choose to go on the set a dry setup, or will they do the opposite and have a medium set? We'll just have to find out as qualifying session goes on. So, in terms of the championship, now this is going to get very intriguing. I've got a few stats as well, as prepared by one of our drivers, Cam K, so massive shout out goes to you. So, basically, Shapalili is leading the championship. Let's see where he... Oh, Neil just took an interesting line there, and it is very tricky to go through that in the wet. Now, I wonder if we see a lot of bottles going through the S section today in qualifying. We'll keep an eye on that. But anyway, Shapalili leads the championship by 6 points separated between him and Verstappen. And then we have Ritson in P3 on 80 points. Jay Carty is 4th on 72. Larkin is 5th with 64 points. Cam K is 6th with 55. Roberto is 7th with 54. Rich is 8th with 48. Owen is 9th with 37. Paul McGuinness is 10th with 32, along with Conquest, their joint 10th. 12th is Joe with 25. 13th is Carmen's with 23. 14th is Senna with 22. Partridge and Niels are joint 15th with 12 points. 17th is Specialist with 4 points. RZDV is 18th with 2 points. 19th Lorenzo also with 2 points. And last is Victor with 1 point. So every driver in the full-time grid has scored points. So that is good. And I think Specialist scored his first point last week, and that was very good for him. So I do believe Larkin is going out for another lap, I believe, as a few other people have. Not a lot of people have set any lap times at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. Now, I do believe Paul is going through 130R now. I wonder if he'll get a clean lap in. Looks like he is at the moment. He got through the Casio triangle pretty good as well. As he goes around the final corner. What? Nope, he is about to start his flyer, I believe. Yep, it is his flyer. So I'm just going to see who else, because everyone is out on track now. Now, the advantage of a wet qualifying, you can basically push the wet tyres to go for as long as you want. That is one advantage of it anyway. So, as we've seen another calamity of the S section, that is Ritson. And I think that compromised a little bit on his lap. Now, Larkin has set the fastest lap time on the wet tyres, 1:42.9. Now, I don't know what lap times are in the wet because I've never commentated a qualifying where it's wet. So I haven't given a faintest idea of what's going to be fast. If the conditions are going to improve a little bit, we'll just have to find out. So Verstappen, currently in P2 on the championship, on pole at the moment. He's just pipped Larkin by around about a few tenths of a second. So that is pretty good. So let me just go on to leader. There we go, so you can see the gaps a little bit. Now, they are finding their feet a little bit here. So that's why you're not seeing as much lap times on the board right now. So, yes. So, just a quick rundown. Basically, if Shapalili wins, then there's quite a few people that will be out of the championship fight, but Larkin must finish 4th and Jay Carty must finish 5th to stay in the fight. So regardless, anyway, Chappelli needs to finish lower than 6th or 7th for some other people to have a chance of winning the title. That is basically what's going to happen. But the ones outside the top 4, 5, if you like, are in with an outside chance. They're still mathematically in it, but they've got less of a chance, really. So basically, Conquest, Paul, and Aaron have got to score some decent amount of points today to be in with a chance. And Chappelli finished lower than 7th. And basically, anyone below Paul, basically, is eliminated, basically, from the title fight. Just to point it out there. Now, let's see who I could follow on a hot lap. There's a few people going to the pit. Chappelli, where is he on track? He's going through the S section. I think he's on a lap at the moment. Looks like he is. Hopefully he won't get holed up by people. He manages the S section all right. Now, let us know in the comment section in the stream who you think is going to get pole position here today. And the one who predicts right, they will get pride from me, because I'm a good person, you know, good person. Chappelli is doing quite well to control the car in these wet conditions. Now, if you saw last week on Twitter, I think I retweeted this, Chappelli was one of the people that posted a lap record in the wet around Italy. And he was hoping it to be a full wet qualifying someday. And he's got his wish today. He's got his wish. I hope you're happy now, Chappelli, because he is getting his wish anyway. And the Red Bull in behind is going to get a little bit of a toe. Not entirely sure which Red Bull it is, but I do believe it is. That might be Owen, actually, that's right behind him. I don't know. Yes, it is. So Owen's going to get a little bit of a toe from him, which is going to be quite nice, I think. I think around here, Japanese Grand Prix, getting a toe, I think, is crucial, I think, because you can gain so much more lap time and speed. Now, it's not going to be an incredibly fast lap time from Chappelli. No, that puts him in 6th. And that toe is really outgoing there. He puts himself in P3, so that toe from Chappelli, you can thank him later. Larkin has just set pole with 1:42.1. So we are seeing lap time start to tumble. And also predictions, guys. Will the conditions get any better? Let us know. Now, interestingly enough, Niels and Huberto have retired from the session. We do have a reserve driver, I believe, that's joined the session tonight. Nikki. Not sure if Nikki's a boy or girl, but I'm just going to say they, just so I can get my head around it. I'm not entirely sure, because Nikki is a girl's name and a boy's name, so it is really hard to distinguish, really, to be honest. But yeah, in the Force India tonight. Hope Nikki does well. The number 71 car, loving the helmet. So it'll be interesting to see what this person could do. Now the guys outside, the ones who still need to sell lap time, Jay Carty. I think Nikki's gonna go on flying lap pretty soon. Jay Carty and the other Red Bull, he is going, I think, towards all. He got on the wide a little bit there. It is. I can see quite a few puddles here, as you can see. Not really that surprised of how many invalidated lap times we could see already here on this circuit. It's just, I find Japan quite tricky. Unfortunately, I couldn't make my race because I had stuff to do for college. So, but I think I would have found it difficult in any way, shape, of the imagination. I wonder how well I would have done in Japan, actually. I wonder, but anyway. As Jay Card's gone a little bit slowly. I think that, yeah, that was his lap time invalidated there. So, unfortunately, that didn't happen there. We got a few people in the chat. We got Billy, we got Paul, we got Matt, we got Onyx, we got Spaghetti Chips, and yeah, that's it at the moment. As yeah, Jay Carty's in the pits, and Ritson has retired from the session. Not quite sure what happened there with Ritson, as he'll be one of the people to start from the back of the grid, along with Roberto and Neil. So he's got a bit of ground to do, I can tell you the truth. Now, Specialist came off a really good points finish last time out. He did very well. I was cheering for him. I was being a little bit biased there, but he was on the no points before Italy, and when he got points, I was absolutely delighted. It's nice to see an underdog do well. His best finish so far this season was a P8. He's looking to do better than that. Now, 3 choice of tyres for the drivers today due to the fact that it's wet conditions. So, and the tyres on offer today will be the supers, softs, and the mediums. As Specialist goes into the pits. Who else will RZDV? He's in the pits. How about Paul McGuinness? He should set a lap time, which I think is invalidated, but he might be going on to another flyer. I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on that. Cam K, he's going past. I need to get these corner names. I will get the track map ASAP so I can have a bit of an idea. I've got a track map for the turns, and that's pretty much it. But I haven't got one with the corner name, so I will get that on my phone in due course as well. So do not worry, guys. Do not worry. Now, Cam K in 6th at the moment. Now, he started off the season very well, but he's been in the points apart from Bahrain, where he finished 11th, and Britain, where he did not finish at all. So, and apart from that, he's been consistently scoring points, which is good to see. Now, what lap time is he going to set on the wet tyres? It's going to be a 1:44.4. That puts him in 8th for the moment. It's pretty much anyone's game. I don't think the times are going to be that close today. And very interesting call there. We've got Owen, who's fitted himself onto the intermediates now. I don't think the conditions are going to get any better, and he's gambling on their mediums. I don't know. It is an interesting strategy, but I don't know. It was like this in ILR7 a few weeks ago, where it was chucking it down with wet tyres. I think it was Britain, actually, at the start of qualifying, and then it went into conditions for 5 minutes before the end. Could this be the time where it does that? I don't know. I can't really tell. What can you guys tell in the chat? Let us know. Is that the best call? To be honest, I don't even know. So we'll just wait. We'll just wait what the weather tells us. It's a lot of puddles, I think. Nope, he's going onto the wax. Okay, I thought he was going to go on to the intermediates, but I think he decided to back out a bit and go. He thought the conditions were going to get better, but it turned out it's not. So he is going back onto the wax. I thought so. There's no way it's into conditions at the moment, so doesn't look like it anyway. But I'm not a weatherman. I don't know, you know, when it's gonna dry, when it's anything like that. So don't blame me. Now Victor has produced a very good lap timer at the moment. Let me just get the fastest lap times. 1:43.5. Now Joe, Verstappen's teammate, the Haas, are doing very well. He's the only one that can challenge his teammate at the moment, as well as Larkin. And Joe, 1:42.0, so pretty good effort from him. We've got 4 minutes left of qualifying. Now, it'll be interesting what's going to happen for the race, as in how they're going to approach it, what strategy they're going to do. It's kind of similar to Monza in a way, but the super softs, they last way less time than in Italy. They only last about 8 or 9 laps, and then they'll have to go and pit. But I have seen people do supers to softs, or softs to supers, but it is a bit of a gamble. You've got to be really good on your tyres in order to do that. So I think the winning strategy tonight, if you're qualifying in the top 10, is supers to mediums, without a shadow of a doubt. That's what Khalifa did in ILR7, I believe. I only watched the last bit of it, because I got back then. And yeah, that is what happened. Right, so let's look at the top lot to see if anyone on the lap. Ben Gallagher, he could be potential on the lap at the moment, as he's trying to find a bit of grip there in the Renault car. So he's going through the S section now. Yeah, the rain is not going to get any better anytime soon. So no change of tyres at this stage. So, you know. And Matthews in the chat saying Verstappen is going to get pole and win. That is his prediction tonight. Get your more other predictions. Well, to be honest, I when I predict something, I jinx it. So I really don't want to jinx anything tonight. As Conquest has retired, he hasn't set a lap either, so he'll be starting at the back. Quite a lot of retirements, actually. And I really do hope we see a really good race. I have a feeling it's going to be a good race. Japan always brings a spanner in the works. I do remember commentating on ILR4 last season, and the race there wasn't too bad, actually. So we could expect greatness here as well. I haven't really looked at the Constructors' Championship yet, but looks like I'm not doing much massive, but I can't really call it. But McLaren could be up there if Specialist gets his act together. Schiappellini's scoring more points on his own, really, but with Specialist getting points up week, that really helped. Now, I don't think Ben Gallagher improved. He stayed in 5th place. Top 9 are separated by 2 seconds already. And all of them are going out, I believe, for one final lap time. Victor, what is he doing? He's going for the S section. He's starting a lap. How about Owen? Is he on a lap? Yes, he is. Yep, he's going to go on a flyer, I think. Now, advantage, you can run low ERS here, and it won't affect your lap time pretty much. I think that is what I find out from doing wet practice here in Japan this week, even though it's meaningless now. But there we go. As 1 minute 10, we've got yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Who could that be? Could that someone going off into turn 1? I don't know. But anyway, Rich is going to start a flyer as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Jay Carty is going through 130R at the moment. You can go full force on the dry, but in the wet, no, you can't, because otherwise you're going to go into a wall. And I think that's what a lot of people find out. And Nicky, another person to retire from the session. Nicky will be starting at the back as well. Jay Carty, nope, his lap time is invalidated. He is going to have time to go for one more lap, but it is going to cut it fine, because if he balls his last lap, then that's pretty much it. So, Victor, where is he? He's going through 130R. He's not improving by two. Is he going to make it in time to set one more lap? I don't really know, because Victor is in the Williams this season. And he's a Brazilian, actually, so that's good. He needs to have time to set one more lap. I'm just seeing who else is improving by a minute. As Schiappellini or Conquest or especially Gagato from the Red Bull or Ryan Wyatt. So he is on a lap at the moment. He's bumped the RS to 4. What can he do? Oh, no. He almost had a clean lap, but he went a little bit wide towards the end. But he improved by 8 tenths, but that puts him P4 right now. And he's 1 tenth behind pole, so that's pretty good. Larkin in P3 right now. Joe go for set to 2. Now, where is Verstappen? Verstappen is further ahead on the lap, so we could go to, I'm just going to see, Schiappellini only in 9th though. Bit interesting. He's usually quite good in these wet conditions. I'm quite surprised that he's in 9th at the moment, but he is good at making ground. As Schiappellini did get a good finish last week. He disconnected, I do believe, halfway through the race, and he only finished 13th. So, Rich, where is he? Is he going to come across the line? What lap time is he going to set? He improved by 2.9 seconds, 1:43.155. And yeah, I think that's an improvement, but that's not improvement in position. As Ben is going very slowly, so I don't think he's improving. So, and Verstappen is not improving either, because Joe's gone into the pits. So Victor, he's really got to get his act together. I think Jay Carty, I think, is right behind him as well. Oh, no, that's Victor that's pinned into the wall and he's out of the session. So he's not going to improve on his lap time. Jay Carty, he is coming towards the Casio Triangle now. And he's got damaged front ring, so he's not going to improve at all. What about Ben Gallagher? I think I did say he was running steady. Paul McGuinness, where is he? He's going towards the final corner now. I wonder what lap time is he going to set. Is he going to be good enough for pole as he goes towards the start finish straight? It's looking a good one. And it is pole. He's going to be absolutely delighted with that. A 1:41.7. Pits Verstappen by 1/10 of a second. That was still close. But for him going out last in these wet conditions when the conditions are improving, you can see less rain at the moment. It has definitely helped him, and his strategic move has worked out well. So, for the second time this season, Paul McGuinness is on pole. It didn't work out for him when he got pole before, but can it work out for him this time? As we've seen another, I think an AI going into the gravel a little bit there, so that is interesting. I do believe everybody's gone. I think it's just Ben Gallagher on track, I believe. He's going very slowly. Oh, no, he's run out of fuel. Oh, that's probably why. He's running out of fuel, and he's pretty much limping himself into the pits right now. So, that is a bit of a shame. He probably underestimated his fuel ever so slightly. So, yes. Now, ones who have said, I don't think anyone's got pole right. I think the one I thought was going to get pole, I kept in my head, I don't think was going to get pole. So, yeah, my prediction was wrong there. So, yeah, very interesting qualifying. And wet weather here always does shake up the order. And, boy, I was right. So, we're about to get the standings up for you right now. As we're going to get them up right now. There we go. So, Paul McGuinness, the Scotsman, is on pole for the Japanese Grand Prix by 1/10 of a second with Verstappen in P2. Joe in P3, Larkin in P4. Owen, a good qualifying for him in P5. He'll be pretty happy with that. Victor in P6. Ben Gallagher in P7. Rich, he could have done better, I think. Cam Kane, not too bad as well. Lorenzo, I do believe in the top 10 for the first time in qualifying, so I think he'll be pretty pleased with his performance. Shapalili in 11th. He's got some making ground to do, and the standings are just gone. I couldn't see where else, but not many people in the bottom half did not set a lap time. So, if it was in a dry situation, then it probably wouldn't have mattered. But since it was a wet qualifying, everyone's gonna decide what tyre they're gonna go on. So, yeah. I think it's going to harm them, really, but we'll have to wait and see. But at least they all got, you know. So, and I wonder, I think there's people in the chat right now are asking, who went for wet setup, which went for dry setup. For me, I think it's quite tricky. If I was in that position, I would probably go for more race-triggered setup, if I was right. So, formation lap, here we go. And it's very sunny here in Japan. Pretty much a relief for the drivers as they warm their tyres up. So, we don't have a clue what the tyres are going to be. So, we are going to get them up on your screens right now. And all very intriguing. I thought a lot more people would start on the super soft tyres. But, every single person, there is no super soft tyres in sight. And I think it's a very smart move from the guys because they can stretch their soft in for a bit longer and then they can choose when to go on the mediums or the soft. I think a majority of people, if I'm not wrong, I think a majority of people will go onto a set of medium tyres. That can go, the softs could go to around about lap 16, 17. And Victor has been the victim of the disqualification game in the formation lap. And that was unfortunate. So, let's go through the tyres. The top 10 have opted to start on the softs. They get free choice of tyres because of the wet conditions in qualifying. Also on the soft tyres is RZDV in P12, Conquest in P14, Niels in P15, Huberto in P17, Nicky in P18 and Specialist in P19. In the mediums we have Shapalili in P11, Jay Carty in P13 and Ritson in P16. That is the alternate strategy here today. I wonder if it's going to work for them. It could do, you know. Mediums don't have much grip around here, so again, let us know your thoughts in the comments. In the live chat. If you just joined us, welcome along to ILR5. We are about to start the race. We also got Lord Elephant in the chat, who I do believe races in ILR6, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe you race for ILR6, Elephant. Hopefully your race went good. So, we are about to start this race then as the final few drivers are about to head into their grid positions. And you can tell I'm absolutely pumped for this race. It's going to be exciting as, yeah, Specialist is going to be the last person to go onto the grid. We almost got a full lobby, lads. That is brilliant. That is good news. So, we're about to get underway then. The 5 red lights are going to go. Paul is on the right-hand side of your screen, but Verstappen is on your left. Who is going to get the better getaway? And we are underway here at the Japanese Grand Prix, and Paul's got a very good start off the line as Verstappen is starting to drop a little bit from his teammate. Owen is getting a good start as well into turn 1, and nope, I jinxed him a little bit there as he's gone off wide into turn 1. So already a little calamities into turn 1, but I think pretty much there's a lot of cleanliness at the moment. I think it's just mainly people going a bit wide there. Owen hasn't lost that many positions, so it could have been a worse situation for him, but Paul, very dream start, already putting away by 6/10 of a second. Rich already gained up into 6th place already, so looking good for him, but Camke was looking to take advantage, was trying to look around the inside, but couldn't quite do it right now. So already a train starting to form already right here as Ritson gained another place on Conquest. He's up into P14. Look at this, Camke trying to dive it in around the inside, and he does it. He gets the move done. He's up into P6. What a start from Camke right now. This is the dream start that he's always wanted to do right now as well. Chapolini up into 8th. He's gained quite a bit here, as looks like Owen was trying to get around the inside there. Ben Gallagher down in 10th place. Not the start that he would have wanted right now as well. So another shake up in the order, a few change of position with Chapolini. He wants to keep his championship hopes alive, and he wants to gain the best chance of actually possibly securing it in USA. But the championship is so close, it is doable. As Paul McGuinness is setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far, which is looking very good for him. So let me look at position changes so far, so we can see who has gained and who has lost. Now, Camke's gained 3, Chapolini's gained 3. Roberto having a good start as well, getting 3. Specialist, another good start for him, gained 2. Neil's good start for him, gained 2 as well. So not many people have gained more than 3 positions right now. So very intriguing stuff. Now, who can we follow for a potential battle coming up for you soon as well? Potentially we've got more coming up. There's Aero Specialist right at the back of Conquest, and he's looking for a move there around, I think, the Lesmos, I think, as we've got yellow flag in sector 1. Who could that be? That's probably the game telling me some Porky Eyes and Lies. But I think it's probably someone lower down the field, I believe. That could be, well, sector 2 as well. Nobody's dropping positions, so I don't think it's anything drastic. As Chapolini's right behind Rich at the moment, so we've got a trade pretty much a battle for 7th coming up as well, potential battle for 6th coming up as well. And yeah, you've got our first retirement, and that is RZTV of the Inner Sauber. Now he is out of the championship fight already, but that is not where he wanted to be right now, as the only point finish he got was P9 in Monza, and unfortunately he wasn't able to take that streak, as Verstappen is really gaining on Paul McGuinness right now for the battle of the lead. So, and DRS is enabled then, so he's going to get slipstream and DRS. Look at Verstappen almost going around the outside of Paul, but couldn't quite do it. But you might get a chance on the first DRS straight pretty coming up soon as well. For those of you that are wondering where the DRS straights are on this circuit, let me just get my track map up ever so quickly. Now, the first there's only one DRS straight, and that's in 130R, and that is around about between turn 50, turn 16 going through the Casio triangle as well. So pretty tight coming up as well. So we'll watch battles as they continue then. So the winner of the Supercharger Awards, I don't do it that often in ILR5, I do apologise, but we've got quite a few contenders. We've got quite a few people drawn on 3 gain position. Now he's Roberto, Nicky, Chapolini, and I think that's it. So we'll just wait for one more lap, see if anyone has gained a position. And yep, Chapolini almost had the move on Camke there. Let's just see what happens here. He's right on the back of him, Chapolini. He's going to get DRS, I'm sure, pretty soon as well. As we go through 130R, you can go full throttle here. And also, look at this. Owen almost tried to take advantage of that. That would have been a very good move from him. Let's just go on board with him as Owen dives it around the outside of Chapolini. Chapolini gets a switch back. We've got our first penalty, and that is Jay Garzi. Owen tries to go on the inside of Ben Gallagher, but he has dropped position. He is down into 10th now. So Shapalili then. Cam K is starting to pull away a little bit from Shapalili. Ben is gaining some speed right now on Shapalili as well. Ben looks on the inside, but maybe not. Still seeing some clean racing then. We're getting some really good battle from the midfield, to be fair. Got yellow flag in sector 1. And I do believe that's Nikki that's dropped it. Oh no, Nikki. Yep, he is. Nikki, she or he, has spun it in at the S section. And so it's Mercedes. Who's that? Oh, that's Ritson. So they might have had a coming together. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but not a very good start to the race for Ritson. And looks like if he wants to keep his championship over the line, that is not how he meant to do it. Ben Gallagher. Oh, Ben Gallagher has also spun as well. I'm not quite sure what turn it was. I think that was turn 7 in sector 1. No, actually, no, that wasn't. That was past that. That was the start of sector 2, I believe. So, yeah. So, he's now dropped down 8 positions. So, he is not... So, that means Owen is now gone up into 9th place already. Right now. So, Shapalili, where is he? Is he gaining ground on Cam K? Not quite, not quite. He could do it yet. I think, to be honest, the overtaking here is done really on pure merit because there's only one DRS straight, whereas most tracks on this circuit, on this game, has done that as Ritz got 3-second time penalty. Cam K covers off Shapalili quite well right here as well, as Shapalili is 8th right now. So that means if Shapalili is 8th in this position, more people would still be in the championship fight, which will be very good. Oh, I spoke too soon. Did I just get my first commentator's curse on the stream? I have. Oh no, as he bowled it, I think, towards the end of the S section, and he has dropped it down into P14. So does it look like he's got damage? He might have had a bit of his end play, I think. I won't be surprised if his rear is gone. Let's just go on board with Conquest, actually. He's going to get wall speed and he overtakes him. Yes, he is struggling for pace right now. It was looked like against promising start as Shapalili has gained quite a lot of position to the start. But this is turning out to be a Monza-type race for him as he's trying to get rid of damage limitation. Well, it's really pretty much a damage limitation race for him. Yeah, it looks like he's got a damage of some sort in this ring. It doesn't look normal for him, so he will have to come and dive it into the pits, unfortunately, which is very sad. I think I really wanted him to do well, but unfortunately he has dropped it a bit, as I do believe Ben Gallagher gets past him. So I think the spin that Ben Gallagher had, I think, was less serious, I think. So, and I think Specialist is going to try and pass his teammate. Yes, he does. A little bit of team orders there. Will Shapalili dive it into the pitch? Yes, he does. He will have to pit quite early there. And to add to his misery, Shapalili's got 5 seconds stop go, and he has retired from the session. I'm guessing he's had enough. He's had enough. Only don't think he's going to get much of it. And Rich is bottled it at the S section again. So, in terms of the constructors, of the permutations then, pretty much Huberto, Cam, Larkin, Jay Carty and Ritson, they're still in it. They're definitely, no matter what happens today, those guys are still in it, still in the championship. Whereas Conquest, Paul, Owen and Rich, they really need to score points in order. Well, Rich must finish 8th, Owen must finish 3rd, Conquest and Paul must win. Now, Paul, he's in a good position, but look at Verstappen. He's gaining on the Casio triangle. He could get him towards the start-finish straight, potentially as well. Jay Carty is clinging on to Lorenzo as well, so we'll keep an eye on that as well as they go through. But the battle for the lead is more important. And look, Larkin is going to try and get past Jersey. They go side by side into turn number 1. Let's see who gets the edge here, as Larkin really did well to overtake him like that. Larkin is in 5th place in the championship. He took his first win in Italy, and he was definitely my driver of the day. He really performed to his potential right here, and he's starting to gain quite a bit here. So Well done to Larkin. P3, and he's going to start and challenge for P2 on Verstappen. It is on the cars, actually. As all, no, it might not be on the cars now, as he's gone a bit wide there and he's allowed Joe to catch up a little bit more. So already, we've got a train for the lead. And now P1, P2, P3, and P4. Victor is 4 seconds ahead behind this train. So only one of those top 4 can possibly gain the lead here. Now, Paul must be under intense pressure here. But you can see Verstappen is gaining, and so is Larkin as well. So he's got to find some pace somewhere. Let's go on board with Verstappen actually as we're going towards the DRS straight. I wonder what line Paul is going to take here to try and come off Verstappen. Both DRSs. I don't think Paul's going to get DRS, I think. So Verstappen is. Oh no, Verstappen might have lost DRS actually. Or it might have been towards the end and we might have missed it. It's Ben Gallagher gets the time penalty as well. Verstappen couldn't quite get the move done on Paul, so he stays where he is right now. But he's going to be under threat from Larkin pretty soon as well. Maybe going into turn 1. Not quite. As both Larkin and Verstappen gained on their rivals there. So Verstappen is really going to be on the attack and the defence at the same time, whereas Larkin could just be on the attack as Cam K, up into 6th, got past Rich into the start of turn 1. So pretty good stuff from the Renault driver. He's looking for a good point finish, and that is where he is aiming to be right now. So good stuff from the Renault drivers. We've got another yellow flag in sector 1. Who could that be? Roberto Mancini. Oh, no, that is a damaged front wing. Didn't quite see what caused the collision there, but that is his front wing gone, and he will have to go to the pits for that. So we've seen quite a few incidents already at the start of this Grand Prix, and we're not even halfway yet. So yes. And yeah, he is struggling quite a bit. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for this for Berto to dive it into the pits, I think. So it's gonna be a while. That's gonna put him in last, I think, as well. But let's jump back to the lead battle then between these top 4. Verstappen is gonna go DRS. He is doing all he can here. Let's see. Verstappen is on 73%. Paul is on 40%. So Verstappen has got more ERS to play with than Paul McGuinness, so he'll probably a little bit more of an advantage. Now, where's Larkin's ERS like? He's on 38, but Larkin's got some really good speed going that corner. Paul's going to love this probably as those two are battling, and he's going to pull away ever so slightly going into turn 1, and Larkin couldn't quite make that move done, but if he did, that would have been sensational. He almost tried it there. Cam K is going to go for a replica to Rich. Now, Rich is challenging around the outside into turn 1, and what can he do here? Probably not much at the moment. We've got another train for 6th. There's so many trains going on right now. This is turning out to be a very good race here. I'm almost struggling to speak for a minute there, but yeah, Cam K pulls away with Ernest right on the back of Rich then coming up towards the start of sector 2, going towards the bridge coming up as well soon. So who's been your favourite driver so far in this Grand Prix? Let us know. Owen is potentially could be lining up for a move here towards the start of the Lesmos. As nope, he couldn't quite do it at the moment. He could try it soon as well. I think like we've seen quite a lot of overtakes towards Spoons as well, so we could watch that happening as well. As we've got Owen White's teammate J-Cars for company as well, so J-Cars could get the toe here. You could see some T orders come into play as well as Nicky has left the session. Nicky is not happy with his or her performance as well. I know Berto's left retired from the session. I'm not really that surprised, to be honest, because he has had a few issues as Rich was almost looking for a move there from Cam K, but couldn't quite do it. That's going to allow Owen to gain some ground pretty soon as well, going into turn 1. If I see a battle going for the lead, I will jump to it, but this is now the battle for 6th place. Any points do count here. Rich must finish 7th. 8th, I mean, and Rich is 7th, so he's still mathematically within a chance right now. I will look at the constructors in a minute, once if the race gets a bit quiet, but not yet, because there's still some battles to be heard at the moment. As there's still so many laps to go, but anything can happen. Anything can change the outcome of this Grand Prix. So do watch out. Don't expect the order to be like this. It can change. So you never know. But looks like the top 3 are looking very, very strong at the moment. So as they are keeping their positions quite well here and having some very good battles as well. When will we start to see the soft tyres start to die? And when will we see some medium tyres come into their own? Now let's look at the tyre strategy as well. The only person on the mediums at the moment that's still in this is Jay Carty. He's on the mediums. Everybody else is on the softs. Ritzer was on the mediums. We had to pit early due to some front wing damage, and he's going into the pit. Now, we've got Cam K and Rich going to make a move around the Casio triangle. Can he do it this time? Verstappen goes into the pits a few laps earlier than intended, so I don't know. I thought he was going to pit earlier. Oh, he's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. Nope, it's actually going on to a set of mediums then. So the softs maybe are starting to lose grip. Maybe they're reading my mind. They could be watching the stream, you know. Owen did get a 5-second stop go, but he is going on to a set of the mediums. Don't forget, you don't have to go on your stop go if you don't want to, but you will get 5 seconds added to the end of this race then. So Verstappen and Owen going for the mediums. I do believe some of the other guys who are still on the soft tyres, they're trying to get it out and you could go onto the super softs. Now, you never know. If you could get your softs to last long enough, it could be possible. So now it's a free car train now for P1 as Verstappen goes into the pits. Now, interestingly enough, where will the top 3 come out of all this in between Verstappen? Will Verstappen get the cut right and go ahead of them? We'll have to wait and see. It does depend on the pit stops. Now, let me look at the leader gap, actually. Let me just look. There we go. So, pit stop is around about 22, 23 seconds. So, it is going to be tight. It is going to be tight. Let's see what happens here. We've got Larkin making a move on Joe. And he's going to make a move on Paul like he did to Verstappen last week. But I think Paul's gone into the pits. Yes, he does. Larkin stays out. Joe stays out. What a move from Larkin on Joe there. Sensational stuff. Could it be on for his 2nd win in a row? That'll be really good. And that will push him where he needs to be to stay in this championship fight. Technically, he's still winning a championship fight. Now, let's follow Paul McGuinness. Where is he on track? Actually, no, let's not follow him. Let's follow Verstappen. Verstappen gets the cut then. Not very much then. So I did say I was going to be close. So I'm guessing the pit stop around here is around about 23 seconds. So Verstappen then is your net race leader. And that is where he needs to be right now. So Paul's got to make up some ground. But knowing him, he can make up some ground. But he's on 1 fresh lap tyres. So that can come into advantage of him towards the end of the race, because mediums, they do last long here, but you've got to be careful that they don't get punches around here. I really hope they don't. So that is very intriguing there. But we have seen at times here in Japan where the guy who has been leading the race, that was right behind the leader, jumps ahead of him in the pit stops. It always happens usually. And it did this time. Now, Verstappen is already starting to pull away, but Paul McGuinness is having, I think, a bit of trouble on his tyres a little bit. There's Jay Carty's got 5 seconds stop go for exceeding track limits. Don't know what's happened there. We've got Larkin, Joe, and Victor then in the pits. Victor having a very good start as well. Well, let's ride on board with our net rate leader, which I do believe is Larkin. So here we go. Larkin comes out. That was a very good pit stop from Larkin. Is he going to come out in the lead? Is he going to come out ahead of Verstappen? Yes, he does. Only just, though. Only just. So Larkin is your definite race leader of this Grand Prix. And Joe has jumped Paul. So Joe, good pit stop from him as well. So that puts Joe in P2. That will be very good points for the Haas drivers this weekend. And we got a safety car. That's pretty much what has caused that safety car. I don't know. Right, let me just have a look. I didn't see what caused that safety car. That might be, I don't think it was Roberto. Or it might have been coming out earlier than I thought it would. I don't know. So it could work out then for Cam K. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't work out for Cam K and Lorenzo because they could have pitted, but they couldn't. So, yes. Very interesting there. So, it'll be interesting to see how Larkin can get good off the restart over Verstappen as well. So I wonder how that's going to work. Now, that means the gap's going to start tumbling. Now, Ritson, right at the back. He's right at the back at the moment, but that means he's allowed to catch up to the rest of the field. He's technically allowed to go as fast as he wants until he can catch up to the safety car. Now, what will Cam K do and Lorenzo do? Will they decide to pit now, or will they not? It's weird. I don't know what caused that safety car. Was it a glitch or anything, or was it someone that just did a moment? I really don't know. We'll just have to find out. Very crazy race so far. As yes, Cam K, Lorenzo, and Jay Carter, they're not gonna lose as much time as they were if they weren't pitting under safety car conditions. So your order then is pretty much the same as they were as they came out of the pit stop. So Larkin leads, Verstappen second, and one advantage is being in the safety car conditions. The medium tyres, they're gonna last a lot longer as they are. You're starting to warm them up a bit more. You're going to get more grip and stuff like that. Cam K has dropped down to 12, so that's probably hindered them a little bit. So yes, Lord Elephant is delighted that Verstappen has jumped Paul there as well. What did you make of those pit strategies? That was very interesting actually. And Larko's jump on everyone, that was classic. That was amazing. So well done, Larkin. To be honest, driver of the day so far has got to be Larkin. I don't really want to jinx it. I'll probably jinx it now, haven't I? If I jinxed it, I'm absolutely sorry. But there we go. So whilst the safety car is happening, there's not really much going on as well. Now, I think the Daglers, we've seen a lot of people being taken out or either lose it this race and lost the front wing as well. And we've seen a lot of championship deciders around here as well. We've seen the 99.6 one where Jack Villeneuve, I think, collided towards Spoon, I believe. And that allows Damon Hill to win the race and win the championship. And I remember watching that on VHS and I was like, I know it was like a few years later than that. But I was like, get in there, Damon. I wasn't like getting there, Damon, because I was a kid. But inside I was like, woo. And that race got me into F1 as well as Hungary 97 as well. But when the first race I remember watching fully was the Japanese Grand Prix in 96. And safety car in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. And now it is time for Larkin to really make sure he's going to get into the power. And he has three choices then. Oh! 5 seconds stop go. Severe collision with Owen now. I will go on board with him in a minute. But right now is my clearest attention is that. Now it might be a glitch for the system as Larkin has got a very good getaway from Verstappen. Paul has really got a hammer down and he's got past Joe. So he's gone for a good podium then. But Joe is really struggling with that restart. He's probably going to get the jump off. Oh no, Joe's gone wide. Joe's gone wide a little bit there. That's allowed Owen Wyatt to go past him. But that will probably still change due to the penalty that Owen has still served as well. But that's still P5 on track. Owen getting a good restart as well as Aldo Conquest has retired from the session there. Very unfortunate right now as Owen is about 2 tenths behind Victor now. And he's trying to have a look then. He's going to try and look around the inside. Doesn't quite do it yet. Staying together on this occasion. Victor having a good restart as well. Ben Gallagher dropped it down into 14th, not where he needs to be right now. Owen's going to have a look around the inside. Can he quite do it? No. Victor gets the switch back from the outside and he retains P4 then. You can see the top three just pulling away and Larkin's already pulling away by a second already. Shows how good of a start he is. Owen's going to get the inside, and oh, Victor got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting then. Owen goes past Victor. Quite convinced me there, and he's up into 4th. Victor is going to get the outside move from 30R. I don't think DRS is enabled that lap. I think he goes past him. Owen gets 3 seconds. A lot of corner cutting penalties already here in Japan. But Owen gets past Victor anyway. Good move from him. And Cam K just made his past Aero Specialist as well. Aero Specialist could be on for his 2nd point score of the season, which will be great. Actually, it will be his 2nd point score in a row, so that'll be good stuff for that. As we've already got Niels right on the back of Cam K then. So Niels is another person that's gained on the restart as well. I think, to be honest, in my opinion, Cam K had a really poor restart, which didn't quite help him. Lap 16 of 27 then, so we're pretty much halfway on this Grand Prix already. We're actually over halfway of this Grand Prix. And yeah, Larkin is 1.1 seconds behind. Now, I haven't, well, ahead, I mean. I haven't checked the penalty situation here, but I will in a minute. But, to be honest, this race for ILR5 has not disappointed. To be honest, majority of the races here, pretty much every race so far this season has been absolutely great. I enjoyed the last race at the Italian Grand Prix. I think my favourite race also has got to be Austria as well. And Australia was quite good as well. Australia definitely did bring a few turns in the mix as well. But anyway, Specialist is going to gain some ground pretty soon as well. I'm just seeing if there's going to be a battle for the midfield coming up as well. Because if there is, I will watch them a little bit as well. Look at Specialist then, and battle for the points then could potentially on the cards. Lorenzo on the super soft tire. He's looking to capitalise on a mistake then. Specialist almost got the move on Niels there. Now DRS is now enabled then. So this is an opportunity for them to gain more slipstream than they need. Specialist going to get the inside of Niels then. Let's see what they can do. Going into turn number 1. Let's see. Specialist almost getting the move done, but Niels covers him off very well and gets the switchback done. I do still see a little bit of debris on the track from the incident that happened earlier. If any of the drivers can tell me what caused that safety car, I don't know. I really don't know what caused that safety car. It might have been Humberto's accident that was so severe, but I don't even know. When I got back from ILR, just got back from college, I saw a huge incident in ILR7, and I was like, right, it's got to be a safety car. And there wasn't a safety car when I was watching the stream, and I was like, what the? You know. And in this one, it wasn't a severe safety car. What is this game? Seriously. I mean, you know. But it might have been something that I might have missed, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, here comes Joe. Oh, I need to go on board with them as they go through 130. I might have missed that ever so slightly, but Joe has got past Owen quite well here as Joe is managing to get a damage limitation as all. Paul McGuinness is not going to be too happy with that. He has got a 5. Oh, his own's got 5. He's got loads of penalties. So is Niels as well. Now, what has happened there? I didn't quite see what got that penalty there. It might just been me and my eyes there, but there we go. I can tell Owen is still having fun anyway. He's still getting involved in some cheeky little battles, and sometimes even if you're like at the top 3, usually if you have battles, then you're going to enjoy your race a little bit more, and that's what these guys are doing. They're having an interesting little battle here. Victor in P4. Let's just see, what is Victor's best result? He did get points last week. Victor's best result was 10th, so he got 1 point. So he could be on for his best result here. It was almost a bit of touching from both Joe and Owen there, but luckily collision was avoided. Severe collision was avoided, so that was good news. Owen goes around the outside of Joe then, about to go through Spoon, and he overtakes him once again. They've been switching positions pretty much for these last few laps, and it's very good to see. Joe's still right on the back. Now let's go. I'm going to go. Potentially there could be a battle brewing for the lead as well, potentially coming up really, really soon. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. As we've got Joe looking for the opportunity to 5. looking for an opportunity for a mistake. I think that is what he's doing right now in the Haas car. So we'll watch out for him. As JK Carter getting another 3-second time penalty. Who has not got time penalties in this race? I don't even know, to be honest. As Owen Wright is still right behind Victor. But let's just see what the leaders are looking like in terms of gaps. Now Verstappen is around about 3 tenths behind Larkin. Now he could go for the move at the start of the Degner 1, but we'll have to wait and see. As we've got yellow flag in sector 1, I do believe that was Jay Carty having a little bit of a moment, I believe. As Jay Carty has dropped it down into P12 already. So what is going to happen to Verstappen then? He's gained a bit of ground here. He's going to look for an opportunity to pound. It could be here actually through this really tight chicane coming up here. Maybe not. He could get it through the DRS straight. I am watching P5 and 6. Do not worry. But if there's a battle for the lead, we will be following it. That's a request that us guys are given from the commentary box. What is Verstappen going to do then towards the straight here? What is he going to do? Is he going to challenge Larkin for the move? Maybe not, maybe not. So he's going to possibly get for the lunge, but possibly Owen could possibly challenge for the move, going to the Casio triangle. He does it this time, and that's another position gained for him up into P4, but I think he's up into 15 seconds worth of penalties now, so that's probably going to put him down the order, but at least he's going to finish anyway. As, look at this, Victor is going to probably challenge again through turn 1. Overtaking in turn 1 on the S section is not going to end in tears. Oh my god, it's going to be 3 wide here. Oh, it was almost going to be 3 wide. I'm going a bit wide again. As, look at this, Joe went past both of them. And Victor had a bit of a moment there towards the S as he dropped it down into 6. Oh my god, this is a crazy race so far. There's so much action that you know, it's hard to spot which ones to follow. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff. Like I said earlier on, let us know what has been your favourite moments of the race so far. Don't forget you can also watch ILR4, which is happening at the exact same time as us, I believe. So make sure you do check that out and see what happens. On lap 20 then, we've got 7 laps to go of this Grand Prix. Who do you think is going to get the win? Don't think Larkin has any penalties, so it looks like the win is going to be on him at the moment. Let's see where Verstappen is going to Casio triangle. He's not quite there at the moment, I think, but I think Larkin is going to, he's already starting to fall away due to the fact probably Larkin's on 2 lap fresher tyres than Verstappen. To be honest, I think that's what it is, and that's what's gaining him as Victor. Oh, what's happened to Victor? There was the yellow flag set to 3. Victor's drops it. Didn't quite see what happened there with Victor. Aero specialist on the mediums gets the last lap of the Grand Prix. I won't check penalties now because there's still battles going everywhere right now. So, and then Jay Carty getting a 3-second time penalty there. So who's been your driver of the day? To be honest, I know I'm going to be boring and pick the race winner, but driver of the day so far, I think it's got to be Larkin. He has been sensational. He's gained 3 positions. Aero specialist, I think, will hand it to him as well. He's gained 10 and he's going to get his 2nd points of the season as well. But Larkin, he's got given some very great moves already, and he's just been sensational the whole race. So I might have to give it to him as well. Let us know, who do you think? Or could it be any of the drivers that I've not mentioned? Now, Owen is now in 5th. Now he's in the same position as he was before. And he's about 2 seconds down the road from Joe. But he's got under pressure from Rich again. So it's not over. But I think Rich probably will be ahead of him anyway due to penalties. We'll just have to wait and see. But Rich could go ahead of him on track. Maybe not. Owen covers him off, which is good to see. Going towards the final corner, and let's just see what happens. Lap 22 of 27. My voice is starting to die already. Crazy, there's so many action going far this race. As Rich goes around the outside of Owen White going into turn 1. Can Owen cover him off and defend and go to switchback? Yes, he does. What a defensive move from Owen Wyatt as he retains P5 on track. What a good battle that this is turning out to be for the Red Bull driver and the Force India driver. Owen's teammate Jay Carty, however, is not having the best of races, unfortunately. So that is a shame. We have 2 more races to go. It is anyone's game for the championship, still pretty much between. To be honest, it's the closest championship in a while. Every championship I've commentated, ILR4 was quite close, but last season, but ILR5 has been the closest I've seen, especially the last opening few races. I think that's what has done it. I think at the moment, as Rich is still right on the back of Owen Wyatt. Then let's see what he can do in the course 130R then. Let's see if he can carry the speed. He's got 8th gear right now. Let's see what Owen Wyatt's ERS is like. He's on 38. Rich's on 28. So they're pretty even on ERS right now, as Rich is right on the back of him. He could get the move into turn 1, but not quite enough at the moment. Actually, no, he could get the inside, actually. He does get the inside into turn 1. But this time he does get the move, make the move stick, and he's up into P5. So, what a job from Rich there. It didn't look like much handing because Owen knew that he's got time penalties and he knew that Rich could be ahead of him anyway. So, you know. And a question that's going to come into my mind here is, can Verstappen gain the seconds he needs, possibly gain the win? Joe's got a time penalty. Now let's look at the time penalties quickly. Let's jump to the lead just in case anything happens for the lead battle. So let me just go to penalties. Let's see. Race director Larkin, has he got any penalties? He's got 2 warnings, but he obviously you need to get 3. You need to get 4 warnings to get a penalty. Verstappen, he's on 2 warnings, so same as Larkin. Paul McGuinness, he's got 1 penalty, and that's it. Joe, he's got 2 penalties, so Paul is going to possibly stay in the podium. Put this in. Joe, Rich, actually, no, Rich could get in there. You never know. Owen, he's got 2 warnings. Stop go, penalty, stop go. So he's on 3rd. If he doesn't serve his 2 stop goes, he'll be in about 13 seconds worth of penalties. So, looks like the top 3 at this rate will stay as they are. And Paul McGuinness' best result was a P3 in, let me just check, in China and Great Britain. So, and he got 2 DNFs in a row in Germany and Italy. So, and he said in the chat, quite honestly, he didn't like Japan, and he was praying for a miracle, really, to be honest. And he is getting a miracle here tonight, but not to jinx it anything more. And I don't think Verstappen is quite close enough to catch up to Larkin at the moment. Larkin is just flying on those newer tyres, and that's what's helping him right now. And that's what's coping, I think, for him. I think Lord Elephant in the chat is really hoping Verstappen could potentially get the move done on Larkin, as Larkin has got a 3-second time penalty. That has changed things entirely. I probably jinxed him by saying Larkin could be driver of the day. So that means then, if this stays as they are, Verstappen is on course for a win, and no matter what happens anyway, Verstappen will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Verstappen and Ciappellini have been switching the lead for the championship for quite a while. So now it's going to be in Verstappen's favour. Verstappen has missed 1 race, and Ciappellini did take advantage of that, but now Ciappellini is out of the points, and Verstappen is in P2. Could this be the race where Verstappen could be with a very good chance in taking that title? I have seen a few predictions on who's going to take that title between Verstappen and Ciappellini. It has been quite even Stevens between Verstappen and Ciappellini. I might put a poll actually in the chat on Twitter, so I can get you guys' thoughts on with 2 rounds left coming up, who you think could snatch it? Because technically, Ritson, Jay Carty and Larkin are still going to be mathematically in this. Those 3 are still going to be mathematically in this fight. Because Conquest is retired, Conquest is definitely out of the running. Joe is also out of the running as well. Verstappen has really gained on Larkin at the moment. That penalty has pretty much, I think, disturbed his mindset on Larkin. So unless Verstappen gets a penalty, it could be Larkin's to lose it. And I think, I swear, did I see Jay Carty get 2 3-second time penalties in a row? If so, then that was a massive corner curve. And I think Owen Wyatt and Cam Gale having a little bit of a fight there as well. I think Owen Wyatt has dropped off a little bit from Rich then. And that's allowed Cam K to gain advantage a little bit there, as Cam K is also flying. He's gained 2 positions in his Grand Prix, going to turn 1. Not going for the outside move at the moment, though, but he could try soon. Both staying quite close together on that S section then, as we've got a yellow flag. No, that's gone. Not the usual suspects of Ben Gallagher or Jay Carty then. So I think the only battles we have got is between P6 and for the way to win. I don't think we have any other battles going on at the moment. I think it's not going to be close unless someone in the Super Softs could possibly try and catch up, but you never know. Some very impressive performances today here in ILR5. And a few people obviously make some mistakes as well. I do see a bit of dirty air coming up as well. So let's jump back to the lead for the last lap then. It's Verstappen versus Larkin, who is going to take advantage here. At the moment, Verstappen will win due to penalties. But I know Verstappen, what will Verstappen be thinking in his mind right now? Would he want to take the win on track? Or will he stay behind Larkin? Looks like he wants to stay behind Larkin. Oh, no, Larkin's made a bit of a mistake there. But Larkin managed to recover that only just. And I still see a little bit of debris from the incident earlier, so. And that has been cleared off. So, GG, Cody, for that. And I haven't seen who's still got the fastest lap, actually. Who has still got the fastest lap? At the moment, it's Jay Carty on no super soft tyres. But again, I am not really that surprised, to be honest with you. As Verstappen is really trying his best to gain. He's running out a bit of fuel a little bit. Larkin is on 51%, so Larkin's got a little bit more ERS to play with. Verstappen can't afford to make any mistakes right now as Ben Gallagher gets a time penalty. Here goes Verstappen then going through the S section. Was he going? No, going for the smooth actually. I've got the corners wrong, but heading towards 130R then. Look, Larkin is pulling away like a hawk right now, so looks like Larkin's going to get the win on track. Ben Gallagher, I think, goes past Lorenzo, but that's not important right now. What the most important is following this battle, because anything can change, but it doesn't look like it is going to change as we're going across the final corner. Larkin comes across the line and he's going to win on track, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to take the win due to penalties as Verstappen takes the win, his second win of the season, and that will put him in the lead of the Drivers' Championship due to Shapatlili not scoring any points. Owen tops it all off with his penalties, getting a 5-second stop go. That's going to push him way down the field. But Paul McGuinness gets his third podium of the season after 2 consecutive DNFs. He has definitely redeemed himself and equaled his best result of the season. He'll be pretty happy with that. But he would have been hungry for the win due to the fact that he got pole position. But an Aero Specialist getting his best result of the season. Aero Specialist got P8 last week. He got one better this week due to people's penalties and got P7. So again, a great showing from him, and that's going to help the McLaren. So that is very good. So well done, Specialist. Victor, what could it be for Victor? He made a little bit too much mistakes at the end, but if he didn't, it could have been P4 for him. But again, that's still points for him. That still equals his best result of the season. So That is still good. He got 10th in Germany, DNF in Italy, and he's got his best result, P8 here. Jay Carty, I do believe he's still going to get fastest lap, I believe, as far as I'm aware. Maybe he's going into the pits for some weird reason. Is he going to get a DNF through that? I don't really know. But anyway, what a race, lads. What a race. It was absolutely fantastic. Had action all the way through, to be honest. It was intense. A very good ILR5 race. The ILR5 drivers do not disappoint in terms of action every week. Absolutely incredible stuff. We almost had a battle for the win there towards the end, but what a good four-car train as well. Potential battle as well. So, your podium sitters today is Verstappen on the top step. Extends his lead. The tile's getting over near for Verstappen, but Chapelili could still be in this. But Verstappen could clinch it in USA if Chapelili doesn't score at all in USA. So it could be wrapped up next week if Verstappen wins it. And Chapelili doesn't get in the points. We'll have to wait and see. So we got Verstappen who wins then from Larkin. Paul McGuinness in third, Rich in fourth, Joe in fifth, Cam K in sixth, Aero in seventh, Victor in eighth, Niels in ninth, and Owen gets your last remaining point. 28 seconds worth of penalties. If he got two more, he would have been disqualified. So that was close to getting a disqualification. But luckily, that wasn't a disqualification. So what a relief. Anyway, we got Ben Gallagher in 11th, Lorenzo in 12th. Wait, Jay Carter got 35 seconds. So I don't... so what penalties get a disqualification, I don't know. But anyway, Jay Carter in 13th. And then your non-finishers were Conquest, Whitson, Huberto, Chapelini, Nicky, and RZDV. So, yeah. Can someone let me know how many penalties does it take around here to get TQ? Because Jay Carter got the most record of penalties I've seen in a long time of 35. So, yeah. So, Verstappen wins it then. We go to USA next week. Now, USA is definitely penalty central. I have never seen a USA race where someone has got no penalties. Literally everybody gets penalties there. In particular, there is this S section there where people lose it. I tend to lose it there. I'm racing there next week. I'm not looking forward to it whatsoever. It's my worst track on the one of my worst tracks on the game by a mile. So, but I wonder how these drivers are gonna fare. We got two more races left to go. We've got USA and we have got Brazil. So 2 America tracks. How these drivers are gonna fare. How is the championship fight gonna be between Chapelili and Verstappen next week? We'll have to wait and see. But if you want more Japanese Grand Prix action, we've got ILR Xbox happening tomorrow at 7:30. We've got some action on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to find out which tiers are streamed where, you can find that on the ILR Twitter around about lunchtime tomorrow. So do please check that out. And we've got ILR 1, 2, and 3 PS4 on as well on the Sunday as well as ILR Americas. But for ILR 5, we'll see you at the United States Grand Prix at 8 PM same time. I've been JessGames95, your commentator. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good evening, rest of your evening, everybody. And good night.